Hello everyone, thank you for joining us for What's New in 16.0 in GradeBook. We're going to review what the teachers will see, what's new and fresh in GradeBook for the 16-17 school year. One thing all teachers are going to notice, and everyone that's using our GradeBook and any of our ProgressBook suite products, is our new look, our new icons, and the consistency of what you see between all of our products. Academic standards. Academic standards are reading live from our service provider, which means that they will always be up to date, as well as we have a new search that we will review on how to search for those standards. Student profile. Our student information alerts, such as your medical and custody, are now reading live out of student information, which again means that they are accurate and they are up to date. We will review those and some new options that are available on our student information alerts. Marks. Our assignment marks screen now has the option to copy marks and clear marks. We have had that for a few years for standards-based teachers, our elementary teachers, but now this is also available for all of our teachers, whether you are traditional secondary or standards-based. This is what you saw previously when you were in GradeBook as a teacher. This is an example of our teacher homepage and what it looked like before. You saw the GradeBook logo up in the top left-hand corner and also some purples on the screen. When we get into 16.0, you're going to see the consistency of our products with the dark blue banner and the light blue underneath in the gray. So the reselling and the new look gives that fresh, clean look within our GradeBook. Our class dashboard, this is again just an example of what you saw before when you were looking at our class dashboard as a teacher. Now, this is our new class dashboard as of 16.0 for the 16-17 school year. That new look, that new feel, it gives the screen that clean, crisp look. Standards. So as I mentioned with our academic standards, we have new API that we are reading, and our data comes directly from standards. Will be up to date with the standard if they receive the standards from ODE, the academic standards. We improved search screen for teacher, and we'll review that. And the search screen that is in the GradeBook for teachers is the same search that's used in virtual classroom and special services. So if you are a teacher that spans all these different applications within the ProgressBook suite, you're using standards, it's not going to be a new learning curve for every application you're in and trying to figure out how to incorporate those standards. It's going to be the same search screen, so it's going to make that learning curve very small, very easy to go to the different applications. In the class dashboard, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to move over to lessons because we have the ability to tie your standards to your lesson plan, and then there is reports that are available. So the reports have also been updated to use the new standards that we have incorporated in that we are using now for our lesson plans and all applications. So with my lesson plan, I'm going to come in and I'm going to edit my lesson plan. As before, we have our Add Standards link that's over here on the left. If I click Add Standards, now start seeing some of the changes. So the screen will look a little different, a little more modern. But first, what we're going to do is we're going to search in the content area. So remember previously for our content area, we had it broken out. How we received it from our provider previously was by the year the standard was adopted, which made the finding the standards more cumbersome and time-consuming, as well as confusing for those teachers that incorporate standards in their lesson plans. Now we're just coming down by the content area. Most of our districts are using Ohio Learning Standards, so I'm going to select Language Arts. When I select Language Arts, now we need to come down and select our grade level, so I'm going to select my 9-10 grade level. Once I do that, I may also enter in a search description, so if I want to narrow down, I know which items standards I am looking to add, I can easily narrow down by entering a description, or I can simply click Search, and it will bring up a list of all standards that meet that criteria for the content area and grade level. Once I start selecting my standards by clicking the check boxes and selecting those standards, then instantly save and display over on the right the standards that you have added to your academic standards, to your lesson plan. At the screen as well, to remove standards, I can click the X next to the standard, which hovering over the X will tell me that I'm trying to remove the standard. Just simply click the X, or I could do the same by removing a check mark. Also, over a standard, it's going to give me the full details and the description of that standard. So, just in case I don't remember which standards those are, I can see that as well. Have added all my standards, I can simply exit out of the screen, and when I return back to my lesson plan maintenance screen, I will see all the standards that I have tied in. I have the ability to exit out of those standards, delete out those standards from here as well. So those standards has become a lot easier. On student profile, our student information alerts, which are medical, custody, miscellaneous, and disability alerts, are now reading live from student information. So it's going to make sure that ensures that all of those alerts, that alert information is up to date. Along with that, now that we're reading that data directly out of student information, we're able to capture more information. So we're able to see if an alert is critical or life-threatening, and you'll see that there's a new icon that will display with those alerts. And also, we are displaying the start and date for short-term alerts. So because we are reading that information directly out of student information, we're able to capture more information to make those alerts even more important and more meaningful for teaching staff. So if on the class dashboard, we see that red plus icon, that means a medical alert. And as you are aware, if custody alerts have also been enabled, you see that icon for disability alerts and the question mark for miscellaneous alerts. I can click on any of these alerts to go to that alert, to the student profile, and show me what that alert message is. If start and end date, if it was a short-term alert, I would see that start and end date here as well. If it happens to be a life-threatening or critical alert, that's where you will see the triangle, the red triangle, indicating this is a life-threatening alert. On our all teachers, whether you are traditional, secondary, or standards-based, have the ability to copy marks or clear marks in every column on the assignment marks screen. On this, there was a defect where if a teacher was entering a comment and put a period at the end of the comment, that period would disappear. So in starting the 16-17 school year, that has been corrected. If you are putting in a complete sentence and you have a period ending that comment, that period will remain. So assignment mark screen, again, you're seeing our new look and our new banners that are on all of our pages, that consistency. But you can see for the copy marks, what I have done is come down and I've entered in some marks for students that these are the students that maybe didn't get the same mark as all the rest of the students, got a little above or a little below. And just click in the first box for student, I instantly get the message for copy marks or clear marks. So I didn't have to save on this in order to save those marks yet. Now I'm going to enter in the mark which all the other students have. Then click on copy marks. When, just to show you, if I even hover just over copy marks, it would give me that message, copy marks from the first student to all the students in the column. Then when I copy marks, now those marks have been copied down to all of the students. Those that I previously entered marks in because they got a little above or a little below, I will not override those marks. Now I had teachers come back and ask, well, what if the first student didn't receive 20 on assignment? assignment. Maybe they received 25 or maybe they received 18. Go ahead and copy those marks down that are common for most of the students. Then just go back and simply change the mark for that first student. This has been posted out to parent access yet. I have not saved on this screen. So even though I have this checked as post marks to the web, these are not showing up on the parent access yet. These have not saved on the screen. So there's not an autosave on here at this point, but just to let you know that you can simply do that. So you don't have to worry about that Julian 20 and maybe mom or the student happened to be there at that exact time, saw 20, and I changed the mark to 15 or 18 or whatever it may be. They're not going to see the mark until you physically click Save. So marks and clear marks. So clear marks would have just cleared if I selected that, would have removed all the marks in this column. But that the mark is available on every column. So if I came over and I click check missing, I can copy marks and it will check all the students going down. I could do the same for late. If all my students were late, turning that in. Or most of them, click the checkbox for late, click copy marks, and it will check all those students that were marked late. For your exclude and post, if I wanted to exclude all the students from this assignment or exclude and also post this as excluded on student parent access, I could do that as well and copy the marks down. I find this most beneficial in my comments. So if I wish to put in a comment and copy those marks down, as you see, instantly those marks are copied down for all of my students. So I did my marks for all of my students, and then I would click Save, and all of that information then would be available out on student parent access. So then, saver for teachers. Please be aware you can still use the pink box down at the bottom to set that default mark with the option to override or not. Existing marks, include or exclude. I could still use this. It's still down here and available, but you also have the options up here. And where this just affected the marks column and the exclude column, now we have this option on all of the columns. That webinar for what's new in 16.0 for the teachers in GradeBook. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for being a valued ProgressBook customer.